extremely rare medical condition. This is Amari Stover, and in 2021, a YouTube video showcasing his condition garnered over 24 million views. Amari was born with a rare condition called neurofibromatosis type 1. The condition causes Amari to have huge tumors on his face, which have severely affected his vision and breathing. Due to his tumors, Amari had completely lost vision in his left eye and has limited vision in his right eye. He's been through a lot at such a young age and has sadly experienced tremendous bullying because of his different appearance. Candace, Amari's mother, took him to their local park one day where he was cruelly called a monster by other kids, and he never went back to that park again. People online were shocked of how horribly Amari was treated, with thousands of people coming forward wanting to help. So Amari's mother decided to start a GoFundMe in hopes of raising $120,000. But beyond relief, she was able to raise over $1 million, 10 times more than she had expected. As of today, despite over $1 million being raised for Amari's tumors, he's still struggling with his condition. Where are they now?
Shalom, shalom. Back with another video. So before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechah Kodash, to the apostles and the bishop of Great Millstone, who rule well. I'd like to give double honor. Shalom to the 144,000, to the 1/3, to the hopeful elect. I'm here with a lesson. Fear him that can destroy the body. And we see in this video how this young Jake has been destroyed with tumors in his face to where it looked like his face is literally melting. And as the man said, it messed up vision. He lost vision in one eye and barely got vision in the other. And that's just some of the stuff that they're telling us. From the looks of it, man, he probably got trouble eating stuff, brushing his teeth. It just looked like all out hell, man. It looked like something you don't want to go through. But we also know that this is the judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Now, whatever the young man did in his former life to get this judgment, I don't know. But we're seeing him play out the judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai by living like this. These are the things where you should fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai the most, because he don't have to wait till you reincarnate into another life to jack you up like this. He can just do it while you're in this lifetime. That's why you have to fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because he has this power to mess up any one of us, for the evils and wickedness that we have done throughout not only this lifetime, but those that passed. Remember the scripture said, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai required the things that passed. And he required that sin. He requires judgment for it. If you do pass on, and if you do pass on and you don't get judged for it, in the next lifetime, you will come back like this young man right here, and the Lord can mess your body up bad to where you'll be in a situation where you stuck like this for the rest of your life. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai will make sure you live out that judgment to the point where he won't let you die easy, to where you'll take pride in trying to live up to whatever he did to you, make it seem like, oh, okay, I can live with this, because that judgment have to play out. But this is also why you need to fear him, because this is the kind of power he holds to mess up anyone upon this earth. All right, we're going to start here first. Matthew, in the book of St. Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but not able to kill the soul. So don't fear man, because the only thing man can do is just kill your body. Your soul can go back to the Lord. As the scriptures say, all spirits return to him that made them. but rather fear him which is able to destroy both body and soul in hell. And we know hell usually isn't talking about that fiery place in the ground, because that doesn't exist. It's usually talking about the grave, but also in instances, hell can also be a condition. And as we seen, this young man was living in a condition of pure hell, man, where your face is covered with tumors. You have no vision in one eye and have limited vision in the other. Your mouth is turned crooked. Your face looking like it's melted. That's the will of Yahweh Ba'ashim Havashai being played out. That's his judgment being played out upon this young man for whatever he did in the former life. Now let's see, can we get it in some other translation before we leave from this scripture. I'm gonna start in the AMP. Do not be afraid of those who can kill the body but cannot kill the soul, but rather be afraid of him who can destroy both soul and body in hell. Yeah, Yahweh Ba'ashim Havashai can destroy your body and have you live it out in this hellish condition, man, as he done this man. Well, as he done this child. Because, man, who would really want to live like that, honestly? No one. This is the hell that this scripture is talking about, to where you have no control over your body or anything to help. Remember, his mom did a GoFundMe to raise some money just to help with medical treatment to help fix him and get him better. But as the narrator said, he's still suffering from it. Why? Because he got to live out that judgment. He got to take it full force of what Yahweh Ba'ashim Havashai has judged for him to come back in this earth and do. See, we're going to go here. 2nd Ezra 14 and 35. For after death shall judgment come, when we shall live again. See, once you die, you get judged by Yahweh Ba'ashim Havashai. Remember, all judgment was handed to Yahweh Shai himself. So it's really Yahweh Shai who the word English called JC, the one that doing the judgment, because him and the Father are in accordance. So whatever judgment he dispatched, the Father is cool with it. Like putting a bunch of tumors on this boy's face that he got to live with for the rest of his life. It's like it. So when the scripture said, for after death, it's like it about that. For after death shall judgment come, when we shall live again. You got to live out that judgment, man. And that's what's going on here. You got to live out that hellish judgment that Yahweh Ba'ashim Havashai has put upon you. So you're going to come back to this place and live out that judgment. And then shall the names of the righteous be manifested and the works of the ungodly declared. So now we're seeing where Yahweh Ba'ashim Havashai has made his judgment, and now he got this guy living it out. So a lot of people are like, well, how you know that scripture talking about you got to come back to the earth and live out judgment? Because hell exists, and you go to hell. But the scripture tell you that there is a place. See, this is Ecclesiastes 3 and 16. Moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. What's under the sun? The earth. You're living under the sun now. So this is why we can tell you that was the power of Yahweh Ba'ashim Havashai that got that boy looking like that. It was judgment put upon him. So when he died, he got judged. He came back here, the place that's under the sun, to live out that harsh judgment. And it's easy to say when you're not in that situation, well, that ain't that bad. But you gotta live it. Think about it. That's his judgment. He gotta live that. Yahweh Bashim Shai has him waking up every day to live out that judgment. Where other kids are calling you monsters. Where you're not even comfortable probably coming outside. You really don't want to be seen. But you gotta live in this world. So Yahweh Bashim Shai, when he punish you, when he passed that judgment upon you for that sin that you committed in another life, man, we all done went through it. Some of us harsh like this guy, some of us not so harsh. But we all done lived through the judgment. We all came back here. I mean, we probably had a situation where we lived something like that or even worse. I mean, they had little people who can't really get around. They just be in wheelchairs, moving themselves. I seen one woman, the Lord messed her up so bad to where she got this apparatus just holding her head and her neck still, but her arms can move a little bit. But man, Yahweh Bashim Shai can just fuck you up, man. That's all I want to say. That's what that scripture really implying in that Matthew 10 and 28. He can mess you up, then have you live it out, man. He will have you living in a living hell. And that's what they got to feel like for that boy in that video. A living hell. Something he can't get up out of. Because this is the will of Yahweh Bashim Shai, that he lived that judgment out. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. That wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. And once you do that wickedness, or you do that iniquity, and you don't get judged for it in this life, when you come back, as it says in 2 Ezra 14 and 35, you get judged, then you're gonna have to live that out. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing the righteous judgment of Yahweh Bashim Shai being carried out in the flesh. We're seeing Yahweh Bashim Shai judgment upon this boy, which should spark fear in anyone, because he don't have to wait till you're dead to do this to you. You can just wake up the next morning and your face be melted like that, full of tumors. If he so wished it. That's why you had to fear Yahweh Bashim Shai, because this could be anyone or anything. And we're going to end it out here in Psalms 33 and 8. Let all the earth fear Yahweh Bashim Shai. Why? Because he can destroy your body and soul in a hellish condition, man. He can do that to you. That's the kind of power Yahweh Bashim Shai has. As the scripture says, there's nothing impossible for him. So if nothing is impossible for him, you should fear him. Let all the earth fear Yahweh Bashim Shai, and let all the inhabitants of the world stand in awe of him. Yeah, you got to stand in awe of the kind of power he has, man. Because you've seen it in full display. And the doctors ain't going to never cure that if Yahweh Bashim Shai doesn't want it. You can raise all the money you want to. You can be the richest man in the world. Once that judgment is put upon you, there is no fixing it. Because it was all the will of Yahweh Bashim Shai that you come back looking like that. But that's all I had on that. I hope this little lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Shai. Shalom.